Vedett Extraordinary IPA.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got one here and it's from Belgium, but it's an IPA. Now, everybody's just getting onto this fucking IPA bandwagon now, and it's becoming a little bit tedious, if truth be told, in my opinion. But they've seen fit to do this. Now, of course, Vedett is not a brand in itself. It is owned by the Duvel Moortgat Brewery, and of course everyone's heard of Duvel. They're one of the biggest breweries in Belgium, and they own quite a few breweries, and they took over a Pilsner brand, Belgian Pilsner brand called Vedett, and that became quite popular, and whoever markets for Duvel Moortgat did quite a good job, because it's become quite trendy now, and they decided to add other beers to this range. And I've tried some of the Vedett stuff before, the Pilsner. It was okay, it was nothing special. And this is the IPA that they've decided to bring out. I know nothing about it. I know that this is available in Tesco's, and as is the other Duvel stuff. Now, Duvel do a IPA as well. They do, I think it's a triple hopped IPA. And they obviously do their Blond, which is reasonably nice, very strong, and yeah, they've been going a fair while, and they do know a little bit about brewing, so this should be quite reasonable. As I said before, I tried the Pilsner, and that's what made this label or this brand quite well known, and it fell out of favour. Duvel took it over, they revived it and turned it into a trendy Pilsner that's sold in clubs now. As I said, I didn't think much of it, to be honest. I thought it was at best okay, but not stand out at all. So maybe I'm going to be proved wrong with this IPA. I don't know. I haven't got high hopes, but hopefully I'm going to be surprised by this. So let's stop guessing, let's stop gassing, and let's investigate the beer. Okay, 330ml bottle, 5.5% ABV. It says on the back, Vedett Extraordinary IPA. Taste is multi flavours and extra hops in a single bottle. Premium specialty beer. Blah, blah, blah. Usual caper on the side. Ingredients. Don't drink when you're pregnant. Out of date in February 2021. 5.5, yeah, usual stuff. Okay, I think that's all you're going to get out of it from me. As I said before, I really shouldn't have a downer on this beer, but the Pilsner, it really talked a good fight, and to be honest, I was really disappointed with it. I think Duvel keep their best beer for their own brand, and this brand is something of a novelty brand, I think, but let's investigate. I could be completely wrong. Get this open. There is the cap. Oh, well done, autofocus. The threat of a kick-in has made it work. If only that could be said for me. Right, let's get it into the glass. Now, they say that this should be drunk out of a normal half-pint tubular glass, but I've just tried the Palax lager in that, and it's dirty. One thing I will say, that Palax lager is really, really good. Easily the best Spanish lager I have tasted so far. Get your laughing gear around some. It's dirt cheap as well. It's about £1.50 odd on Beers of Europe or Honest Brew. Right, what are we getting out of here? Well, that is a cross between a Belgian Blond and an IPA. I'm getting spicy esters. I'm also getting quite fruity hops as well, USA hops. It does smell quite interesting. It's like a banana, clove, white pepper, and then some fruity, citrusy hops on top of that. Okay, if that's what you're going for. Now, Duvel, as I said, do an IPA, I think it's a triple hopped IPA under their own name, and I do remember that as being quite nice. But this stuff, oh, look, there's a touch of sweetness there now, sugary sweetness. It's almost like a cross between a Belgian Blonde and an IPA. And the Double X Bitter by, who is that by? It's by a Belgian brewery. And for the life of me, I can't think of the name of it. But the Double X Bitter, I tried it recently. I bought it thinking it was a Belgian take on a British bitter. It wasn't. It was a Belgian Blonde crossed with an IPA. And it wasn't too bad. It wasn't really my sort of thing though. The IBUs on it were something like in the 70s. It was really, really bitter. And I just didn't get on with it. But this does taste, this does smell quite nice indeed. There it is in a glass. Fair bit of carbonation, 1 finger head, loosely packed foam at the top. There's some bubblegum esters coming off that now as well. I don't know whether that's the candy sugar that's potentially in this. I don't know. Has it got sugar in it? Oh, it's all in Flemish and French. Oh well, let's just get it down the hatch. Cheers. Well, that's interesting. There's some peach and orange coming through that. Quite fruity. And then you've got a super dry finish on it with a lot of spice on the back end. There's a touch of clove and banana on it, but it's very, very subdued. But the hops do come forward. As I was saying, they're quite fruity. I don't know what hops they are, because there's no brew sheet on this. But they're the same hops they've used in Goose Island. Now the ones in Goose Island are just super, super strong, but it's giving off that same flavour. There's some pine in that as well, but there's more fruit than anything else, more citrus fruit. But the finish is very, very Belgian, typical Belgian yeasty type flavours. As I say, there's some herbal notes on that, like coriander, and it is a cross between an IPA of sorts, but there's a sweetness on there as well, which is coming from the yeast, and it's okay. It's just okay. I couldn't drink too many of these. The finish is quite dry on it, and it's quite cold, and I'm not sure this would be too refreshing with that dry finish. Grapefruit, pine, citrus fruit, but then the dry finish kicks in, quite bitter. There's a little touch of caramel malt on that, but then you've got the coriander, the orange peel, the white pepper, and the dryness on the finish. It's just okay. I wouldn't say it's anything amazing, but it's not bad. I have to say, it's not the worst beer I've tasted by a long shot. Carbonation is just about right, I think. It does push the flavour around a little bit, but it's not obtrusive, not aggressive, not abrasive. But you just get left with a sort of a cross between a spicy and fruity dry finish, which is okay. It's not as bitter as the Double X bitter, which I've reviewed. I don't know what order this is going to go up in. It may be this first, it may be the Double X bitter. No, the Double X bitter is up. That is the extreme end of something like this. And this is a cross between I would say they call it an IPA. I'd say it's more of a cross between an American pale ale, quite a strong American pale ale, and a Belgian blonde. Now that sounds quite interesting, but maybe they're not the two best styles to combine, in my opinion. I think the Belgians are jumping on the bandwagon here, or certain Belgian breweries are. And there's no need to, I don't think. Just carry on doing what you're doing. I know everybody wants to try IPAs and all that, but I don't know, just leave it to the craft brewers. I'm sure it'll come full circle in the end, and all these traditional brewers. I know I shouldn't really be biased against beer, but I'm just getting a little bit tired of IPAs at the moment. I just think they're popping up all over the place, and everybody's doing it, and you get breweries that do 5 or 6 different varieties of the same style of IPA. You just think, why are you doing that? And I know why it is, because it's easy. You know, you just alter the recipe slightly, give it a new name, and there you go, you've got yourself another one. And to be honest, they all sort of merge into one, in my opinion anyway. You know, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. As I say, all these are opinions. As for this, you know, Belgium have jumped on the IPA bandwagon, and, you know, not the worst beer in the world, but I'd rather drink a decent Belgian blonde, to be honest. Keep the IPA separate, and when I'm in the mood for an IPA, have that. I don't think you should really combine the two. I'm all for experimentation, but personal opinion, I don't think it works. So what's the verdict on Vedett? Yeah, it pretty much lived up to my expectations. I'm not a massive fan of the combined styles of Belgian blonde ales and IPAs. I just think I don't think it works. But that's just my opinion, of course. I do like IPAs, but I like to be in the mood for an IPA, you know, and I like Belgian blondes as well. But I just think combining them two styles, I don't think it works, in my opinion. You get the characteristics of the two, yeah, but they don't, in my opinion, go well together. It just, you know, you've got too much. You know, the Belgian beers are renowned for the spice and the yeasty esters that come off there, and I think once you start bunging loads of really fruity, citrusy American hops in there, it just creates a mishmash. And I can see why they've done it. They want to jump on that IPA craft beer bandwagon like everyone's jumping on, but to be honest, I don't think they need to. I think Belgian beer is good enough without bastardising it with American hops. But that's just my opinion. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Now, people are going to try this and they're going to like it, and that's fair enough. But to be honest, the other stuff, the Double X bitter, I give that a 6 out of 10. I didn't really like it. That was too bitter. I'm giving this a 5 out of 10. And I'm probably being harsh on it, but I'm a little bit pissed off that the Belgians think they need to cross their own beers with IPAs to come up with something, you know. And I'm probably not going to buy a Belgian IPA again, because I just don't get why they're doing it. Why should you do it? What are they going to do next? I mean, with, I don't know, German beer, are you going to have a, well, I know that Schneiderweiss have tried it, you know, over hopping their Weiss beer, but they've put in German hops with it, and you know, they can't call it an IPA because it's not. This isn't an IPA. But I'm just going to go into a rant now, so I'm going to stop there. I'm going to give this 5 out of 10. I don't really like it, but if you like IPAs and Belgian beers, give it a go. See what you think. Let me know. I'm probably going to be on my own here, but people are going to drink that and love it. Not me. I don't think the two styles need to be crossed, but that's just my opinion. And remember, I'm drinking this shit so you don't have to.